Good morning. Till last lecture, we have finished all the theory of the shear force and bending moment diagram, and we have solved one sum also. Now, we'll continue with the next sum. Okay. Today, I'll send you the question bank also for SFD BMD. Question bank and assignment. I'll draw the figure here. After drawing this figure, the first step is to calculate the shear force, support reactions. Because without calculation of support reactions, we cannot proceed. At point A, there is a hinge support. This point is C, this point is A, this point is D.
Sir, draw a little downwards. You cannot see it.
In my mobile camera, it is visible. Because what happens if I draw it here, I may not, I may require more space than this. Okay, let it be. Let's check. Let's see what happens after this. This is W. This is C point. This point is A. Here there is a hinge support. This distance is 2 meters. Here there is one moment, anti-clockwise moment of 20 kilonewton meter. This point is D. And from E, there is a UVL. Okay. This is the roller support. This is the UVL spread over a length of 6 meters. And this intensity is 12 kilonewton per meter. Okay. This distance is 2 meters. This is 2 meters. Now, you have to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. In the question, it is given that find the load W. You have to find out the load W so that the reactions at A and B are same. If this W would have been given, you can calculate the reactions at point A and B. But we cannot calculate a reaction at point A, B, and W also. So first we have to calculate this load W such that the reaction at point A and B are equal. That condition is given. By using that condition, you have to first calculate the load W. Okay. Now before starting that, what I am suggesting, draw this figure on the left hand side page, and below this leave the space to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. These are the key points where the shear force and bending moment equations are changing. So I will project these points in the shear force and bending moment diagram. This is the baseline to draw the shear force diagram, and this is the baseline to draw the bending moment diagram. We have to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram only. This is the SFD, this is BMD, and these are the baselines where the shear force and bending moment value are 0. Above this line, we are going to consider the positive value of the shear force as well as bending moment. Below this line, negative value of the shear force and bending moment. These are the key points: C, A, D, E, and B. Okay. Now to draw the shear, to calculate the shear force and bending moment, and to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram, first we need to calculate the support reactions and this W. So remember this condition and calculate the support reactions and that W. Now you'll observe that in this loading diagram, all forces are vertically downward only. There is no any inclined force or horizontal force. Since there is no any inclined and horizontal force at this hinge support, even though there is a hinge support, we know that at hinge support there are two components of reactive forces, but all the external applied forces are vertical only. Since there is no any horizontal and inclined force here, that's why this horizontal component of the reactive force will be 0. Okay, so no need to show that. Here directly show only one component because horizontal component is 0. This is RA and this is RB, and one condition is given that RA equal to RB. How much? That we don't know. But it is given that RA equal to RB. By using this condition, you have to calculate the W as well as the value of RA and RB. Calculate and tell me the answer. Once again, I am repeating, to do all these calculations, don't convert it into equivalent point load physically. Otherwise, you have to you have to draw one more diagram. Don't do that. Here, refer this figure only. It is not that difficult. Okay. So it is given that RA equal to RB. Means if I use summation of Fy equal to 0, then it is minus W plus RA minus half into 6 into 12 equivalent point load for this UVL, and plus RB, but RB equal to RA. So I will write once again RA equal to 0. You will get one equation, minus W plus 2RA equal to some constant. Equation number 1. Then use the moment equation. Algebraic summation of the moment of all forces. Let at point C, you can take the moment anywhere when the system is in equilibrium. The summation of the moment of all forces about any point is equal to 0. You can take at point C, you can take it at point A, doesn't make any difference. So let's take the moment at point C, consider anti-clockwise positive. So here I am taking the moment. Moment of this RA is anti-clockwise, so plus. It is RA into 2. Remember, this is not the bending moment equation. This is the condition of equilibrium. So you have to use the normal sign convention for the moment. Sign convention for the bending moment are different. So RA into 2. Then that anti-clockwise moment plus 20. That I have to add. Then moment of that UVL. The moment of this UVL about point C is clockwise. So clockwise is minus. Then equivalent point load for this UVL, half into 6 into 12. If it is possible for you, you can write it directly also. Okay, for your understanding, I am writing it separately. So this bracket is the equivalent point load for that UVL, which acts at the centroid. So we are taking the moment about point C. So what will be the distance of this centroid from C? I am writing it in another bracket, 2, 2, 2, 6, plus the distance of this centroid from this vertex is 2b by 3. So it is 2b by 3. Okay, which is equal to 0. Sorry, I made a mistake. I forgot that RB. Moment of that RB about point C is anti-clockwise, so it is plus. Here, how much is the distance? 2, 2, 6, 10. So it is plus 10 into RB equal to 0. But it is given that RA equal to RB. So I will replace this RB by RA. So that in this equation only one unknown, RA. Simplify this equation, you will get RA. Substitute in equation number 1, you will get W. Calculate and tell me. Use solve function and tell me the answer. Unmute yourself. Don't type the answer in the chat box.
RA equals to 24.2857.
285729. Only 2 decimal, 2 digits after decimal. And round up that. 24.29. Yes, correct. And how much is the W?
12.57.
12.57. Correct answer. So this W equal to 12.57 and RA equal to 24.29. Even you can write 3 also. This is also 24.29 kilonewton. Any doubt? Listen, here both answers are positive. Positive doesn't mean that both are upward. Here positive sign indicate that this given direction or assumed directions are correct. Okay. If this W would have been negative here, then this assumed or given direction is wrong. In that case, we have to take it upward. Okay. I hope that all of you are comfortable with this sign convention and all this thing. Any doubt in support reactions? I'm going to wipe out that because I need a space to do the calculation for the shear force. Any doubt in this support reactions and calculation of W? Shall I proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now calculation of the shear force. Here you write down the sign convention. It's X-axis is the section anywhere. On left hand side of the section upward force and on right side of the section downward force positive. We are going to use this sign convention. And here we have to calculate the shear force. You have to calculate the shear force at the point where there is a change in the equation of the shear force. Here the equation of the shear force changes where there is a change in the loading diagram. Okay. Then I told you that whenever there is a point load in the loading diagram, the shear force value changes suddenly, which is reflected by the vertical straight line in the shear force diagram. So at that point, you will get the two different value of the shear force. How you can get that? By taking the section on left side of that point load and right side of that point load. Same thing in bending moment, the vertical straight line will come whenever there is a moment in the loading diagram. So here again, you will get the two different value of the bending moment. How you can get these two? Once on left hand side and once on right hand side, taking the section. Okay. Bending moment, sorry, if any couple or moment is present in the system, it doesn't make any difference in the shear force diagram. So simply you have to ignore and draw the shear force diagram. Yeah, so let's calculation of the shear force diagram. Let's start from the left. So shear force at point C. C पे point load है, इससे there is a sudden change in the shear force value. So you will get the two different value. To get that two different value, first take the section on left side of the C. If I take the section on left side of the C, here what will be the shear force at this section? It is very close to the C, but on the left hand side. Now on the left hand side of that section, there is no force, so shear force at point C equal to 0 on left hand side. Then shear force at point C, considering the section on right side. Let's consider the section on right side of the C. Yeah, section is on right side of the C. Now, how to calculate the shear force at this particular section? Algebraic summation of the forces on any one side of the section. So, if I consider this section, with respect to this section on left hand side, there is only one force. So, you have to consider that only. And on left hand side, it is downward. So, according to our sign convention, left hand side downward force is negative. So, the shear force at point C on right hand side, it is minus 12.57. The next, shear force at point A. Now, at point A also, there is a point load, this support reaction is there. So, there is a sudden change in the value of the shear force. So, first we will take the section on left hand side. Now, you will observe that from this section, C के right में जो section है और A के left में जो section है, ये दोनों section के बीच में कुछ भी loading नहीं है. That's why shear force values remain same. So, you can directly write it here. Minus 12.57 kilonewton. And if you take the algebraic summation of the forces on left hand side, there is only one force. So, यही आएगा. Then shear force at point A, considering the section on right side, here, right side of A. I am taking the algebraic summation of the forces on left side of that section only. But now when the section is on right side of A, और उसके left side में ये दो forces है. So I have to take the summation of that two forces. Here by using the sign convention. So minus 12.57 downward है plus 24.29. So we'll get the shear force at point A on right side. How much is that? 11 point. कितना था ये?
11.7.
11.72 kilonewton. Okay. This is the value of the shear force at point A on right side. Now, no need to calculate the shear force at point D. Ignore this moment. Here, moment doesn't make any change in the shear force diagram. Here, that's why from A to E, since there is no load, the shear force value remains constant. Okay. So, shear force at point E. Now, at point E, this distributed load started. There is no point load. Since there is no point load, there won't be any sudden change. And that's why no need to take the section on left side of E and right side of E. If you take it like this, you are going to get the same answer. ये change किसकी वजह से हो रहा है? At point C, 0 and minus 12.57 because of this point load. यहाँ पे at point E, even if you take the section on left side and right side of E, you are going to get the same answer. Okay, that's why instead of taking the left and right, just directly write shear force at point E. What will be the shear force at point E? Algebraic summation of the forces on any one side. Okay, so either you can take the algebraic summation of minus 12.57 plus 24.29. You will get the shear force at point E because on left side of the E there are only two forces. Okay, you can once again you can do that summation, or listen carefully. What I am going to do? Since the shear force is just summation of the forces, here मैंने यहाँ तक का summation किया है, ये left side के forces का यहाँ तक का summation किया है, A के right side तक का summation किया है, वो कितना आया summation 11.72 और यहाँ तक का summation 11.72 है और यहाँ से यहाँ तक load ही act नहीं हो रहा है. There is no any addition of the load from this section to this section, and that's why shear forces remain constant. So it is 11.72 only. Clear? Or you can write as usual minus 12.57 plus 24.29 that way. Okay, but not required. Shear force at point E. Now at point B, shear force at point B. Now at point B, there is a point load, support reaction. So let's first take the section on left side of B, very close to the B, but on left hand side. Now what will be the shear force here? Okay, listen carefully. Section is on left side of the B, and I am again considering the forces on left side of that section, even though these are the number of forces, but I am considering that forces only. The reason is that यहां तक का मुझे समेशन पता है, ये सेक्शन के लेफ्ट साइड के समय फोर्सेस का कितना समेशन है दैट आई नो 11.72, और ये सेक्शन से ये सेक्शन तक खाली ये लोड वर्टिकली डाउनलोड हो रहा है. सो shear force at point B on left, I can write 11.72. यहां तक का समेशन लेफ्ट साइड का, और फिर यहां से यहां तक ये वर्टिकली डाउनवर्ड फोर्स है, इसलिए माइनस हाउ मच इज दैट, हाफ इंटू 6 इंटू 12. So we'll get the shear force at point B on left hand side. Is it 24.29 minus, cross check, 29 आएगा या 2h आएगा, cross check. Is it correct? Any doubt?
Yes.
Okay. हाँ listen, ये कैसे किया मैंने समझ में आया ना. मैंने ये समेशन यहां तक का समेशन डायरेक्टली यूज किया, यहां तक का समेशन, और इसके बाद में ये सेक्शन से ये सेक्शन तक ये फोर्स ऐड हुआ, तो वो मैंने कंसीडर किया, दैट्स ऑल. और टू कैलकुलेट द शियर फोर्स एट पॉइंट बी ऑन लेफ्ट हैंड साइड ओनली, बी के लेफ्ट साइड में, यहां पे वेरी क्लोज टू द बी बट ऑन लेफ्ट साइड, इसके राइट साइड में ये एक ही फोर्स है. So instead of taking this summation, you can go for the right hand side. On right hand side, only one upward force is there. So on right side of the section, downward is positive, so upward is negative, which is minus 24.29. You can write it directly this, or you can do this also. So we have calculated the shear force at all the points, and shear force at point B on right side. How much? Considering the section on right side of B, इसके right side में forces ही नहीं है, so shear force at point B on right side will be 0. Any doubt in shear force calculation? Have understood? Now I'm going to draw the shear force diagram. Okay, here listen carefully. I'll first mark all these points and then I'll join. Proportionately, let's mark all the points. Here, C left, let's start from left to right. Okay, so C on left it is 0. Then it is minus 12.57. Minus 12.57. Now at point A, left, minus 12.57. यहाँ से यहाँ तक constant है. It is minus 12.57. Then A के right में plus 11.72. Then E, it is again 11.72. Then at point B left, it is minus 24.29. And then it is 0. I mark all these points and then just you have to join by using the proper curve. Okay. Then listen, next point. What I said, direct method में क्या बोला था मैंने आपको? You have to start from the left support. ये अभी तो मैंने join कर draw कर लिया. Second method, third method, what we have studied in the last lecture. But I said, start from the left support and just you have to move in the direction of the applied forces. Here, so on left hand side of the C it is 0. Then this load is downward, so move downward. Point load है इसकी वजह से कितना नीचे जाने का 12.57. Okay, then यहाँ से यहाँ तक लोड ही नहीं है, so it remains constant. यहाँ पे एक upward force है, so move upward. Upward कितना जाने का? From this point it is 24.29. So it is shear force at point A on right side. It is how much? Minus 12.57 plus, yeah, upward है इसलिए plus 24.29. You are going to get the 11.72. Okay, then from this point to this point, no load, so it remains constant. Then here, downward point, downward distributed load is there, so we have to move downward. Now here it is UVL. UVL loading diagram is UV. If the loading diagram is UVL, the shear force is a parabola. Second degree equation. Okay. Now how much is the shear force at point B? Listen to me. Shear force at point B कितना आएगा? shear force at point B. So at this point it is 11.72 plus 11.72. This load is downward. Downward I say minus. How much is that load? Half into 6 into 12. Okay, so 11.72 minus 36. So if you calculate, you will get it minus 24.29. यार कैसे कैलकुलेट किया, यहाँ का shear force लिया और ये लोड उसमें ऐड कर दिया, डाउनवर्ड है इसलिए माइनस. So you'll get minus 24.29. So you have to join these 2 points by using the proper curve. It is a parabola. The question is that we got the 2 points, but the parabola is like this or like this. So we know that the slope of the shear force diagram represents the loading. When we move along the x-axis, here the intensity of the loading is increasing. Since the intensity of the loading is increasing, so I have to draw such a shear force diagram whose slope should go on increase. So this is the curve whose slope is increasing. This is the curve whose slope is increasing, right? So this is the parabola. Now from here at point B, there is an upward point load of 24.29. So from this point move upward 24.29. Finally, you will get it 0. Got my point? Here you can do such type of calculation, mark the point, and by observing the loading diagram, you can join that point by the proper curve. One thing, that is method. Second method, start from left and move in the direction of the applied forces. Whenever you require to do the calculation, you can do such type of calculation. Okay, any doubt? Have you understood? I'll give the time to write. Just look at the board. Or those who are on mobile or even in laptop, here you can take the screenshot and write it later. Okay. Any doubt in this calculation?
No, sir.
Okay. Now I'm not suggesting to write that to use that method to write down the equation of the shear force every time and then substituting the value of x and get the value of shear force. Here, instead of that, do this type of calculation. Now, let this point is P. Let this point is P. What happened at point P? The shear force changes its sign from positive to negative. This point is known as a point of zero shear. Here there is a zero shear force. Here, since it is a zero shear force, so at this point the bending moment will be maximum. But this bending moment will be maximum at this point P. Here in this region only, because this equation is valid only from E to B only. Understood? Here also the sign changes. Here, so these are the two critical points. So let's calculate the bending moment. Here, if such type of point is there, now this point is the key point. A point is the key point. So here we are going to calculate the bending moment. But this point is not a key point. Here from E to B, the bending moment equation is continuous. But here we observe that here the shear force changes its sign. So at that point, the bending moment will be maximum. So here this maximum bending moment at this point P also you need to calculate while drawing the shear force diagram. Directly bending moment at point E and bending moment at point B calculate करके directly curve नहीं draw करने का है. Okay, you need to calculate the bending moment at point P also. This will be the maximum bending moment between this, and you need to draw the proper curve like this. Yeah, so whenever such type of point is there, you have to always calculate the bending moment at that particular point. Okay, so let's start the bending moment calculation. Any doubt in shear force calculation? Have understood that? Okay. Next important thing, in bending moment diagram, you have to do the calculation either directly by calculating the bending moment at the key points or by writing the equation. Understood? Yeah. So, but you cannot draw the bending moment diagram directly like a shear force diagram. Shear force में बोला था मैंने आपको कि left side से start करने का and just you have to move in the direction of the forces. Here, that concept won't be applicable to the bending moment, because bending moment is not only the summation of forces, it is the summation of the moment. And if we move ahead, if the value of the x changes, here the moment will also change. Understood? Here, that's why for bending moment you have to do the calculation. Here, so calculation of bending moment. Sagging is positive. This is sagging. Sagging positive means by default hogging is negative. Okay. And this is a standard sign convention. You have to use that. Here, so let's start from left. Bending moment at point C. Now listen, at point C, point load is there. So for calculation of the bending moment, no need to take the section on left and right. Even if you take the section on left and right for bending moment calculation, so at this section and at this section, the bending moment value will remain same. Okay, so no need to. Only for bending moment calculation, if there is a moment is present, you have to take the section on left side of that and right side of that. Okay, so bending moment at point C. If I take the section at point C, on left side of the section, there is no force, so bending moment at point C will be 0. Then bending moment at point A. Again, there is only point load, so no need to take the section on left and right. Okay, so what will be the bending moment at point A, assuming the section at point A? Here, bending moment is the summation of the moment of all forces on any one side. On left hand side of this point A, there is only one force of 12.57, which is downward. So this force produces a hogging bending moment. That's why it is minus 12.57 into 2. How much is that? 25.14. 25.14 kilonewton meter minus. This is the bending moment at point A. Go ahead, at bending moment at point D. Now this is important. At point D, there is a moment. Okay, now when there is a moment, first consider the section on left side of that point D. Because of this moment, there is a sudden change in the bending moment diagram. So first take the section at D, very close to the D, but on left hand side. So bending moment at point D, considering the section on left side. Now if I consider the section on left side, that D point where the moment is acting goes on right side of that section. Okay, remember this thing. Now to calculate the bending moment at point D, assuming the section on left side, you have to decide कि कौन से side के forces लेने के हैं. I'm going to take the forces on left hand side. If I consider the left hand side of this section, there are only two forces. So I have to consider the summation of the moment of that two forces only. Here, this 12.57 force producing the hogging moment. So it is minus 12.57 into 4, and this RA which is acting upward producing the hogging bending moment. Sorry, sagging bending moment. So it is plus. It is 24.29 into 2. Calculate and tell me how much is that bending moment. Is it 1.79 kilonewton meter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There is a bending moment at point D on the left side. Okay. Then bending moment at point D on right side. Listen to me. Section is on right side. Section is on right side of the D. Means this moment goes on left side of that section.
Sir, it is minus 1.7.
Yes, minus. Correct. It is minus 1.7. 7.1 or 7.9?
7.9.
7.9. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
It is minus. Okay. Now we are talking about the section on right side of the D. When I consider the section on the right side of the D, on left side of that section, these two forces and this moment is there. Now the moment is on left side of the section. Because moment is acting at point D and D is on left side of the section. Section is on right side of the D. What my point? So to calculate the bending moment at point D, assuming the section on right side, so उसके left side के forces consider करता हूँ. Left side में ये दो forces है और ये moment है जिसका मुझे moment का summation लेना पड़ेगा. But here, listen to me. Only for moment you can do this. For forces you can't do this. Yeah, these two sections are very close to each other. ये जो D के left में और D के right में जो section है, these two sections are very close to each other. Means the summation of the moment of these two forces at this section and at this section is remain same. Okay, so this value I can directly take as it is instead of taking the moment of these two forces once again. Here, this value is nothing but the summation of the moment of these two forces at this section. On right and left, it remains same because these two sections are very close to each other. Now, only I have to add this moment. Okay, now this moment is on left hand side. On left hand side, this moment is anti-clockwise. So such type of moment is there. This moment tends to rotate the beam this way, means hogging. So it is minus. It is minus 20. So which is equal to, it is minus 21.79 kilonewton meter. Is that clear why it is minus? Here, this is the section on right side of the D. This is the point D. Here the moment is like this. So this moment tends to rotate the beam this way, hogging. That's why it is minus. Okay. Bending moment at point D on right side. Then bending moment at next point. Here there is a change in the equation of the bending moment from this point to this point. The bending moment equation is continuous, remains valid. At point E, because of this UVL, the equation of the bending moment change. So we'll first calculate the bending moment at point E. Again, there is no moment, so no need to take the section on left side and right side. Directly take the section on at point E. If I take the section at point E, what will be the bending moment at this? Now you cannot use this value directly over here. That you can do it in shear force, but not in bending moment. Because bending moment में forces तो वही है, लेकिन distance एक change होता है, उसकी वजह से moment भी change होगा. That's why you cannot use this value directly as it is. Understood? So you have to go from extremely left support, extremely from left point. पूरे forces का summation लेना पड़ेगा up to E. So it is minus 12.57. We are taking the moment about point E. So what is the distance of this force up to E? It is 6. Moment of this 24.29 is sagging, so positive. 24.29 into 4. And this produces the hogging bending moment, so it is minus 20. Here we will get the bending moment at point E, or you can take the forces on right side. This force produces the sagging bending moment, so it is plus. How much? 24.29 into 6. Moment of this RB, about this. And this for UVL producing the hogging bending moment, so it is minus. It is minus half into 6 into 12. This is the equivalent point load. We are taking the moment about this point. So equivalent point load is acting at the centroid. So distance of that centroid from this E point is 4. 2b by 3. 2 into 6 by 3. Okay. Any doubt? Have understood this equation? ये दोनों का आंसर आपका सेम आना चाहिए. Here I have considered the forces on left side of the section at E. Here I have considered the forces on right side of the section at point E. Here, while doing this calculation, you can do it any one out of these two. This is just for your understanding. I'm doing the calculation on any one side. Tell me how much is the answer?
1.74.
1.74 kilonewton meter. This will also be 1.74 kilonewton meter. Bending moment at point E. And how much is the bending moment at point B? Next key point is the B. So how much is the bending moment at point B? अगर मैं B पे section लेता हूं तो उसके right side में एक भी force नहीं है, so bending moment at point B equal to 0. Understood this? I calculated bending moment at all the key points. I'll mark all the points. Bending moment at point C is 0. Bending moment at point A, it is 24.14 minus. So minus means below this point, minus 25.14. Then bending moment at point D left, D के left में minus 1.79. This is 1.79. And D के right में 21 minus 21.79. Minus 21.79. This is also minus. Then bending moment at point E, 1.74. At point E, 1.74. And at point B, it is 0. Okay. Then now we have to join all the points with a proper cross. Clear? Now you will observe that C to A, there is no loading. Since there is no loading, shear force diagram is a horizontal straight line and bending moment will be an inclined straight line. Okay. Same thing from A to D. No load, shear force diagram is a horizontal straight line. So this will be the inclined straight line, 1 degree more. Now you have to join this with the bending moment which is on the left side of the D. On left side of the D it is 1.79. So you have to join this with this, not with this. Okay. Now because of this moment there is a sudden change in the bending moment. So at this point D only you will get the two different values. One's on left hand side, one is on right side. So first you have to consider on left side and then right side. because we are moving from left to right. Understood? The difference between these two values is equal to this moment. Similarly here, difference between these two shear force value is equal to this point load. Okay, then at point E the bending moment is 1.74. Now from D to E there is no load. Shear force diagram is a horizontal straight line, so this will be the inclined straight line. Understood? And from E to B there is a UVL. This will be the parabola. So ये दो point जो join करने का है, we have to join the 2 points by the cubic curve. Clear? So directly ऐसा मत join करो by the cubic curve. Approximately join करने का, but not like that. Why? Because from the shear force diagram I come to know that there is a P point where the bending moment will be maximum. So I need to calculate that maximum bending moment and then I have to draw the figure. Curve. It should be the continuous curve. ये continuous curve आना चाहिए. इसका एक ही equation है. This equation is valid from E to B. So it should be a continuous curve. Clear? ऐसा ऐसा ये मत दिखाओ. Sharp corner मत दिखाओ. अगर sharp corner दिखाए इसका मतलब these are the two different curves. Smooth curve plot करो. So this is the maximum bending moment at point P. So we have to calculate that maximum bending moment. Okay. Any doubt? Any doubt?
No.
Now any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Now let's calculate the maximum bending moment at point P. Now we know that at point P the bending moment is maximum because here shear force is 0. Okay. So if I project this point in the loading diagram, if I know the position of this point P, अगर मुझे इसका distance पता है, so I can easily calculate the bending moment at point P. And I know that the bending moment at point P will be the maximum. मुझे मिल जाएगा वो. Understood? So at this section XX at point P, I have to calculate the bending moment. और यहाँ का bending moment calculate करने के लिए मुझे ये distance लगेगा. Without that distance, I cannot calculate that. Then how we can calculate this distance? So I can calculate it by using the shear force diagram. Different methods are there. Okay. Listen. So is that clear? पहले ये समझ में आया कि आपको कि why I need to calculate the position of this point P where the bending moment is maximum and shear force is 0. Because without knowing the position of that point P, I cannot calculate the maximum bending moment. तो पहले मुझे ये point locate करना पड़ेगा कि bending moment कहाँ पे आता है. Okay, so let's first calculate that position where the bending moment is maximum, where the shear force is 0. So मैं क्या करने वाला हूँ first. Now this point lies in between E and B, isn't it? Let this point P is at a distance of x from E. I'm considering this distance is x, where the shear force is 0 and bending moment is maximum. I'm considering that point is x at a distance of x from E. Now, at point P, I'm going to write down the equation of shear force. यहाँ पे मैं shear force का equation लिखूंगा. At this section XX, which is at a distance of x, I'm going to write down the equation of shear force. How we can get the equation of the shear force there? By usual method. Take the algebraic summation of the forces on any one side. Yeah. So I'm considering the forces on left hand side, so it is minus 12.57 plus 24.29 upward है. ये shear force का equation है, इसलिए सिर्फ forces का आएंगे, moment नहीं. ये moment नहीं आएगा. Here, then on left hand side of this section, again this triangular load is there. So I have to consider this much triangular load only. Now to calculate this equivalent triangular load, I need to calculate the intensity at this distance x. How I can get this intensity? I told you that this height of the triangle represents the intensity. So how we can get this height of the triangle at a distance of x? It is 12 upon 6. This height upon this base or this intensity upon this base into this distance x. Okay, then this will be the 2x. Okay, this intensity is 2x. Yeah. So distance of summation of this force plus this force plus this. Now it is downward on left hand side. Downward left hand side में है तो minus. How much is that? It is half into base. Equivalent point load for only for this triangular load. Half into this base into how much is this height? It is 2x. So if I simplify this, here ये दोनों का समेशन कितना आया था अपना? Is it 11.72 minus ये 2 get cancel minus x square. This is the shear force, general equation of the shear force. This equation is valid between E and B. अगर ये इक्वेशन में x equal to 0 सब्स्टिट्यूट किया तो आपको shear force at E मिलेगा, और ये इक्वेशन में x equal to 6 डाला तो you will get the shear force at point B. This is the general equation of the shear force between E and B. Now I have to locate the position of this point P where the shear force is 0. Now I know the value of the shear force at point P. कितना है वो? 0 है. So I will equate this at point P. At point P, shear force equal to 0. I have the general equation of shear force. So it is 0 equal to 11.72 minus x square. From this one you will get the x value. Here, this is the position of the point P from E. कितना आता है वो डिस्टेंस? टेल मी.
3.42.
3.42, correct. It is 3.42 meter. Yeah, so at a distance of 3.42 meter from E, the shear force is 0 and bending moment will be maximum. ये x का वैल्यू आ गया मुझे. It is 3.42. क्लियर? क्या किया मैंने shear force का इक्वेशन लिखा. Okay, and from the shear force equation, I have equated it with 0 and I got the value of x. Yeah. Here I have written the equation of shear force because it is a parabola. Listen carefully. Now, suppose instead of that UVL, there would have been a UDL. If there would have been a UDL from E to B, what will happen? If there is a UDL, this would have been a straight line. Isn't it? Here, similar point you will get it here. You need to calculate that position of that point, you need to calculate the maximum bending moment. Everything is same. Only the difference is that instead of the parabola, there will be a straight line. And if there is a straight line, instead of writing the equation of the shear force to get this distance x, you can directly use the property of similar triangle in this triangle and in this triangle. It means that this 11.72 upon x equal to 24.29, this height upon this base equal to this height upon this base. अभी ये base कितना आता था? It is 6 minus x. This EB distance is 6. If I consider this as a x, then this becomes 6 minus x. Simplify this, you will get x. But since it is a parabola in this question, we cannot use that property of similar triangle. If there would have been a straight line, we can use that. Understood? Any doubt? Okay. So at x equal to 3.42 meter from E, the bending moment is maximum. So let's calculate that maximum bending moment. Maximum bending moment at P, that is at 3.42 meter from E. Here, so let's calculate the maximum bending moment at point P. Here, यहाँ पे मुझे अभी maximum bending moment calculate करने का है, और यहाँ पे मुझे bending moment calculate करने का है, which will be the maximum. Okay, any doubt? Now tell me, how I can get the bending moment at this section? Usual method से solve करने का है. So let's start from C. This 12.57 produced. Now consider the forces on left side only, because the vertex is on left side. अगर आपने right side में लिया, तो अगेन आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा? ये जो ट्रापेजोइडल लोड है, ये दो पार्ट में स्प्लिट करना पड़ेगा, और फिर उसका मूवमेंट लेना पड़ेगा. That becomes little bit difficult for you people. That's why instead of considering the forces on left side, let's consider the forces on right side. Okay, so this force produces the Hawking bending moment, so it is minus 12.57 into, we are taking the moment about this point P. So how much is the distance? 9.42. 222 plus 3.42. Then moment of this RA plus, it is producing the sagging. So it is 24.29 into 7.42. Then this moment, it is a Hawking moment, it producing the Hawking moment. So minus 20. Directly add karo because it is a moment. Here, now moment of this triangular load. Moment of this triangular load. Listen carefully. Okay, it is acting downward. So it is producing the Hawking bending moment at point P. That's why it is minus. Now, what is the equivalent point load for this triangular load? Either you can write it in terms of x and then substitute the value of x equal to 3.42, or you can directly use 3.42. Here I am writing in terms of x. So it is half into x into 2x. Half into x into 2x. This height is 2x. So this is the equivalent point load. And this equivalent point load acts at the centroid of this triangle. So what will be the distance of this centroid of a triangle where that equivalent point load will act for this triangular load? Only this much triangular load you have to consider. And we are taking the moment at point P. So how much is this distance? It will be b by 3. How much is the b? B is not 6. B is 3 only, sorry, x only. So how much is this distance to take the moment? It is x upon 3. I've written equation in terms of x distance. So you'll observe that here it is the equation in terms of cube. That's why this curve is a cubic curve. Understood? Clear? Now you substitute the x equal to 3.42 in this equation. You will get the bending moment, which will be the maximum bending moment between E and B. Substitute the value of x equal to 3.42 and tell me the answer.
Sir, it's
28.8.
How much?
28.48.
28.448 kilonewton meter. So it is 20 bending maximum bending moment. Here you write down 28.48. Okay. Any doubt? Any doubt? Now you'll observe that in this section, on this beam, there is a maximum hogging bending moment is 25.14 and maximum sagging bending moment is 28.48. Means during this, on this beam, the bending moment changes from negative to positive. At this point, that change takes place. This is the point where the bending moment changes its sign from negative to positive. So this is the point of zero bending moment. क्या बोलते हैं इसको? Point of zero bending moment is known as what?
Contraflexion.
It is a point of contraflexion. Yeah. So if there is a point of contraflexion, you need to locate its position also. इसका भी position आपको calculate करने का है. So let this point of contraflexion, which is in between D and E, here let it is. I am projecting it here. Let this point is Q. I am writing it here Q. Let this point Q, point of contraflexion, is at a distance of x1 from D. यहाँ पे x use किया तो यहाँ पे मैं x1 use करता हूँ. Let that point of contraflexion is at a distance of x1 from D. ये distance x1 है. So we need to calculate that exact what is the position of the point of contraflexion. Now you will observe that from D to E, this bending moment diagram is an inclined straight line. So to calculate this distance x1, you can directly use the property of similar triangle. अगर ये पैराबोला या क्यूबिक कर्व अगर रहता था तो उसके लिए आपको क्या करना पड़ता था? Between D and E, you have to write down the general equation of the bending moment and then you have to equate it with 0 because your bending moment is 0. If you equate it with 0, you can get this value of x1, which is the location of the point of contraflexion. But since it is a straight line, point of contraflexion lies in the straight line, here it is very easy to locate that position by using the property of similar triangle. Here, so how I can get that? I'll use the property of similar triangle in this triangle and this small triangle. So it is 21.79 this height upon this base x1, which is equal to this height 1.74 upon this base. How much is this? It is 2 minus x1. Simplify this, you will get x1. This is the position of the point of contraflexion from point B. Any doubt? Look at the position of that point D. Sorry, position of the point Q, point of contraflexion. Any doubt? You have to write it properly. Thank you.